Hello and welcome to Back to the Board segment once again. Before we go into Week 5 Dialogue Rugby League analysis, just want to remind all of you that Sri Lanka will take on Hong Kong in the Asia Rugby Under-19 Championship this Sunday at the Racecourse International Stadium, 3 PM kickoff. So come and support the Junior Tuskers. There's not much action in the concluded weekend, but looking at the Army versus Havelocks game, Havelocks dominated their scrums. Look at this scrum for instance at the 7th minute. Although the Army were leading 7 points to nil, smart tactic by Havelocks, not going for the points on that penalty. Instead, they asked the referee Fernando a scrum, but they also scored that try after this move. Another scrum dominance by Havelocks, tied 5. Look at here for instance, against Army giving away position once again. In this scrum, you can see referee Fernando playing advantage. In fact, he's giving a penalty straight away. So 2 scrums lost. Not only that, we will have a look at this another scrum replay. But talking about that Havelocks tight 5, we know that skipper Melder is not playing in the front row. He's going into lock position, gives a lot of strength to their scrum dominance. Again, look at here once again, Havelock moving nice and steadily. Could have won a penalty, but referee letting it go. And another scrum, it's a rainy condition. It's very hard for the scrum, especially all the players, all the 8s combining here, but Army conceding another penalty. So what we see is they are lacking their consistency after that fine performance against CRNFC in the previous week. Again, another line out. Now this is from experienced Jailal. Trailing by 7 points, it's not straight. So another cardinal error, especially looking at the scoreboard. So those are the fewer things that the Army coach Nilfa Ibrahim and their forwards coach Anuranga Walpole especially have to work on if Army want to come into that top 3 or top 4 finish. Now the other incident in the same game, skipper Jason Melder getting a yellow card. Now here ruck is formed, he's trying to clear that ruck, then he goes off it. But referee Fernando giving him a penalty and a yellow card because he's trying to kick the ball behind. But according to the law, once the ruck is formed, you cannot kick the ball forward, but you can scoop the ball back. But here Melder is off it, so he has to roll away. Instead, he puts that touch into that ball, so it's just in front of the referee. So referee Fernando awarding a yellow card to skipper Melder, but it didn't really affect for Havelocks in terms of their dominance because they dominated the Army in that scrum and lineouts. Now the other incident is in the match against Harlequins versus Saracens in the Aviva Premiership. Now this time Danny Kerr, we know how much footy skills he's got. We saw that he came in the second half against Australia and that kick and chase try was fantastic. But look at this. The modern days halfback, not only they have to have the communication with the outside half, they also have that eye communication with the winger. That is a must. Now here, Harlequins dominating few paces. Kerr putting that cross kick to Charlie Walker, who scored that try. Look at this time of a kick. We don't see much of Sri Lankan halfbacks doing this, but especially when you get an advantage, there's no harm in doing that. We saw Hiranta Pereira early on. Havelocks playing in that advantage scrum, they win the ball and Hiranta put that kick into space. That's another example. But look at here, when the time is 77th minute, just about 2 minutes remaining, trailing by 4 points, you see the advantage coming from the referee. So Kerr once again trying to find some miracle happen, and here is the results. Saracens Queen's winger scoring that try, Tim Wizard, Scotland winger. So advantage, even if you miss that, even a Saracens player received that ball, again you are coming back to penalty, so Queens will have another opportunity to do something because they were trailing by 4 points. So that's some smart play for all the halfbacks, especially when you are playing advantage. Do something out of that, don't just let the advantage go from you. Now one more incident in the same game. Looking at this incident, this is just before that try we witnessed. Now lovely offload by Vunipola. Now Skelton, he plays the ball and then he takes a little time to pass. According to law, you have to do it immediately. There's no support coming in. It has to be either place or pass. So in that occasion, he just plays the ball, he sees no support, then he passed. I'm not sure whether that's the right decision on that occasion by the referee. Even Austin Healy, the commentator, said that's a wrong decision. The penalty should come in favor of Harlequins and not in favor of Saracens on that occasion. So something for our players, also look into that law. So that's all we have for the Back to the Board segment, and we'll see you next week with more action.